If you guys need any Black Ops 3 accounts with all the DLC weapons or GTA 5 cash on any console, then check out buyprestigemaster.com, and if you use code KURT at checkout you get an extra 5% off. What's up guys, Curtis here and welcome to a brand new FIFA 16 video. Today we're going to be doing one of those really cool squad builders where we look at some really interesting things and just build a squad around it. We did one the other day around like wasted, failed careers. And boys, I'm not joking, the first 2 hours was the most views I've ever got in 2 hours. So thank you guys so much for the support on that. That is mind-blowing. Like, considering some of the massive videos we've done, that is incredible. So thank you guys so much. But as always, we're going to be back at it again with another one. Now, today, I'm going to continue the formula we did in not actually playing with the squad. I kind of prefer that because I can just put players a little bit more loosely. If I need to put a striker in left back because I can't find a left back that suits the squad, then it's fine. So I'm going to stick with that, and I think you guys are not really interested in the actual game. You're more interested in seeing the squads and all these fun little parts. So today, as you can see by the title, we're talking about some of the weirdest transfers and kind of players you did not know played for a club. I was looking back on Twitter the other day and I was like, I just remembered Yossi Benayoun used to play for Arsenal, and it was like, that was such a, he went on loan, like such a weird transfer. And then there's players like Julian, there's a lot that aren't in the game, but like Edgar Davids went to Barnet as player manager. Julian, I'm not sure if you say it Faubert or Faubert, but he was playing at West Ham and then got half a season at Real Madrid. And it's like, what on earth is happening there? But anyway, we're going to quickly go through. Some of these are just me, like, forgetting that it even happened. Some of them are just genuinely bizarre. Now, Modric, I always forget he used to play for Spurs. I think that's a more recent one, so it's more likely that you guys will know it, but I always forget that he played for Spurs. JJ Okocha, you guys might not know, actually finished or had a spell at Hull, which is mental. Sol Campbell finished his career at Notts County. What? Hierro, one of the best centre-backs, one of the best Spanish centre-backs ever, finished his career at Bolton. Bolton Wanderers, of all clubs. Now, Carlos Tevez, we're going to get onto that one shortly. You guys may know what I'm talking about with that one. But of course, like I said, there's quite a few that we can't even get into the squad. Oh, before we get stuck into it, I do want you guys to comment down below. Let me know what you think are like the weirdest, most unusual, like players that have played for clubs that you don't remember. Like, I never remember some of the weirdest ones. There's another one as well, Ian Robin. I never remember that he played at Real Madrid and Chelsea. Like, that just, I never remember that. So let me know about that in the comments down below. But anyway, we're going to start off with our goalkeeper, and that is Julio Cesar. This one is more of a weird transfer than a transfer I forget about, but I'm not sure how much you guys remember. But obviously, he spent 7 years at Inter Milan when they were decent. They were a good side. I mean, they won the Champions League with Jose Mourinho. They were a top draw side. I mean, he was in goal when they won the Champions League. That's insane. And then he ended up at QPR. And then he had a loan at Toronto before going to Benfica. To me, that is just so mental. How did QPR even manage that? Now, left back, this is one where honestly I genuinely couldn't find a left back. I kept thinking about things like Ashley Cole and stuff, but I knew, obviously everyone knows Ashley Cole used to play for Arsenal. But Quaresma, this is one that had completely slipped my mind. And in fact, I think someone told me this on Twitter. I knew Quaresma used to play for Inter, but I completely forgot that he played for Chelsea. How mental is that Quaresma used to play for Chelsea? That was earlier on in the money sort of spell, but that is so weird. Like, that is mental to me. Next up is Gerard Piqué. Now, this is one that I always remember just about because of Footy Manager. Now, Gerard Piqué used to be a United player. A lot of people don't know this. He was a defensive mid in United's youth setup, and I'm not sure if he got many actual games there, but I always remember it because of Footy Manager, because he was a wonder kid a long time ago. But he was down as like it was like his actual name would appear as Gerard Piqué, like his known as name rather than just Piqué. No one would call him Piqué, it was down as Gerard Piqué, and I'll always forget that. I don't know why. Now this is more of just a what on earth transfer, and I was going to have this guy and Sol Campbell as our centre-back partnership, but I needed to include Piqué. But Jonathan Woodgate went to Real Madrid. Do you guys remember that? Jonathan Woodgate, he's now playing his trade at Middlesbrough. I don't think he's getting game time. I'm pretty sure he's not. He's what, 36 now? He's just turned 36 in the last couple months. But he went to Real Madrid. How on earth did that happen? Now, this one for me is pretty funny. This is Tyrone Mears. This guy, let me read out his clubs, and I'm going to miss one out for you. Manchester City as a youth player, Preston North End, West Ham United, Derby County, Burnley, Bolton Wanderers, and now he's at Seattle Sounders, as you're going to see here. Now, in the I didn't name any big clubs there at all. I mean, City as a youth player, United, he only managed 5 games in the time he was there, West Ham that is. But there was one bizarre one. The season when Marseille finished second, had a fantastic year. In 2008-2009, they were just 3 points off Bordeaux at the top. He went on loan to Marseille. What a weird signing from Derby County to Marseille. I don't even want to understand what Marseille were doing digging into Derby County for that, but that is just a mental one. It reminds me of Joey Barton actually going to Marseille on loan, but I think they were a better squad back then than what they are now. Next up in central defensive mid, we have the one that partners Carlos Tevez. This is one of the weirdest transfers of all time. I'm sure you guys know something about it, but Carlos Tevez and Mascherano both went to West Ham. When they first came to England, they were actually bought from, I believe it was MSI or something like that. It was a... Oh, there was so much controversy. There was like fines and suspensions. But they were bought like not from an actual club, and they were bought from like a company that owned the players. It was such a weird sort of thing, such a crazy situation, and there was definitely something dodgy going on that as to why they would even pick to go to West Ham. I mean, obviously Mascherano then ended up at Barca, and Tevez was playing at Juve, City, United. They were talented players, and it was such a weird deal. One of the weirdest transfers in my memory. Now we have Wright Phillips, and it's not Bradley Wright Phillips, it's Shaun Wright Phillips, the one that lower rated on FIFA, but arguably the better of the two. Now, I'm sure some people may remember he played for City. He also played for Chelsea and actually got in the Barclays Premier League Team of the Year. That is mental. Shaun Wright Phillips. I can't comprehend Shaun Wright Phillips making it into the Barclays Premier League Team of the Year. He went to like Charlton and he did all his little like gallivanting, but that is mind-blowing to me. I honestly can't believe it. And it feels like a lot of these are Chelsea, because I mean we now compare Chelsea to really the top tier, but they have had some weird players in their rise through this Abramovich money, not Ivanovic. I don't think Ivanovic put any money in. All he's done is really ruin any chances they had. But anyway, so Damien Duff, this one is just so mental to me, and I don't know why I can't get my head around it. So for me, Damien Duff, I just think of Fulham and Blackburn, because early on in his career he was at Blackburn, and later on he spent 5 years at Fulham. So he spent a lot of his career there. But in my head, I just can't put 2 and 2 together by the fact he played at Chelsea. And this was one again that was tweeted at me. People were like, I always forget that he played there. And like, it like ticked in my head. I was like, of course he did. That is so, like, it's one of those ones. It's not a crazy transfer, but it's a player that you just forget played for that club. And it's such a weird one for me. I don't know why. I just can't get my head around it. Now this one is a bit of a different one. Same nationality though, we're keeping it relatively similar. We have Robbie Keane. Now Robbie Keane, he's been around. Let's not forget that he's been to many clubs. Of course, he had a long time at Tottenham. He was at Liverpool. He actually went to West Ham. He even had a little spell at loan at Villa. But in 2000 to 2001, after playing for Coventry, he got a move to Inter Milan. How do you get a move from Coventry to Inter Milan? I really don't understand it. I did not know. I had no idea about that. I knew, obviously, Tottenham, Liverpool. He'd had his loans around the place. How did he go to Inter? How did he manage it? This boy from Ireland playing for Coventry. How on earth has he managed that? Now, he actually played 14 games in all competitions, and he got 3 goals for him, which, I mean, considering he's stepped up that high. I mean, he's playing at Wolves in the first division just a season before he went to Coventry. He went to Coventry for 1 year, had a good season. And then Inter. I still can't really get over it. Now, we have actually the second video of this type in a row that Adebayor has fit in, just because he's such a complex man. But again, this was one, I didn't say this at the start because I didn't want to spoil it, but when I was thinking about Yossi Benayoun, I was thinking about old Arsenal players, it was like, Adebayor went to Real Madrid. He went there and he scored like 6 goals in 13, which isn't bad for a guy that his level is not Real Madrid. I mean, he was good. He was really good back in the day. But how on earth did he get a move to Real Madrid? Could you imagine that now? The only thing I can think similarly is that he actually had about a similar goals to game ratio as Giroud does, or Welbeck. Could you imagine Giroud or Welbeck moving to Real Madrid? Like, What on earth? I cannot even begin to imagine that. And last but most certainly not least is Nicholas Bendtner. Now, again, this guy will probably make it into 50 more videos from now. He is a puzzle, and he always will be. The man is just so mental. He's insane. He is literally insane. And he's been to some weird clubs. Now, obviously, it was at Arsenal. I think we sent him on loan to Birmingham at the start, which was why Wenger liked him so much. But I just want to say, I believe it was 2011, 2012, he was sent on loan to Sunderland. He had an okay season. He wasn't great. And then he got a loan to Juventus the next season. And I had actually forgotten about this, but I remember he was banished out of the squad by January because he was too fat and he was always late for training. But you can't get into the Arsenal squad. How on earth has this guy earned a move after a season at Sunderland to Juventus? He must have the best best agent in world football. That he's still managing stuff like that. It really is incredible because they had some decent strikers there at that point. How has he managed it? But boys, that is the end of this episode. I have really genuinely enjoyed this episode. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Some of the players here, it's a kind of a trip down memory lane because it brings you back to some really old random football memories. But if you boys did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button. Let me know in the comments down below, like I said, any really mental careers or transfers or anything like that that you can think of, old stuff that most people don't remember. But like I said, smash that like button. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I will see you all next time. See ya!